gloves and soap. I gotta get the gloves and soap. Where are the gloves? You got the soap? Get the gloves. Any paper towels? It's coming. It's coming. You better run. Run for your lives. It's coming. Oh my God, it's coming. I gotta get the gloves and soap. I gotta get the gloves and soap. I gotta get the gloves and soap. Where are the gloves? You got the soap? Get the gloves. Any paper towels? It's coming. It's coming. You better run. Run for your lives. It's coming. Oh my God, it's coming. I gotta get the gloves and soap. I gotta get the gloves and soap. I gotta get the gloves and soap. Where are the gloves? You got the soap? Get the gloves. Any paper towels? It's coming. It's coming. You better run. Run for your lives. It's coming. Oh my God, it's coming. I gotta get the gloves and soap. I gotta get the gloves and soap. I gotta get the gloves and soap. Where are the gloves? You got the soap? Get the gloves. Any paper towels? It's coming. It's coming. You better run. Run for your lives. It's coming. Oh my God, it's coming.
What's coming, Charles?
Get the gloves and soap.
Charles.
I gotta get the gloves.
Charles,
and
take
soap.
it easy.
I gotta get the gloves and
Chuck,
soap.
speak to me. What's going on? What happened? Would you clean up dog poop?
It's coming.
What happened?
It's coming. You better run.
Chucky, why?
Run for your lives.
Chucky, what happened?
Coming.
Chucky.
Oh my God, it's coming. I gotta get the gloves and soap. I gotta get the gloves and soap.
I have soap. Chucky, come over.
Soap. Where are the gloves?
I have soap. I have gloves.
Get the gloves. Any paper towels? It's coming.
Oh my
It's
God,
coming.
Chucky.
You better run.
Somebody
Run for
check
your
on Chucky.
lives. It's coming.
Somebody check on Chucky. Oh my God. What is going on with oh my God. What is going on here?
The system isn't broken. It's working just the way it was designed. It's meant to make you feel like you're losing your mind. The system isn't damaged. It's working just the way it was programmed. It's meant to make you so busy you forget you're being scammed. Pay no attention to the man behind the curtain. He'll promise you a cure, but leave you hurting. All the pearls you make go straight to the swine. The system isn't broken, it's working just fine. The system isn't broken, it's working just the way it was planned. It was only ever meant to work for rich white men with land. You don't have to believe what I'm saying, and just look who's doing more. Cha-ching, cha-ching, and go ahead and follow the dollar signs. The system isn't broken, it's working just fine. The system isn't broken, it's working just the way it was designed. It's meant to make you feel like you're losing your mind.
Emily Yates.
If you think there's no money for health and education, just look how much we blew on the last two invasions. Death is better for the bottom line. The system isn't broken, it's working just fine. The system isn't broken, it's working just fine.
Emily Yates. She rocks. Okay, we're starting early today. We're going to be making a few phone calls, and we need to call during business hours. So we're calling that school with the stupid billboard. We're going to give them a call. And I got Tommy's video we're going to play first.
Bring in the
Because Tommy Lyons actually did a good job. I'll be right back. Smoke him if you got him.
Who you wanna roll with? Lefty. Let's roll. Who you wanna roll with? Who you wanna roll with? Lefty. Let's roll.
Ew. Ew, look. Look what happened. Ew. That just... Ew. I almost got mouth roofied. Ew.
I'm back on the scene. It's time to get mean. I'm a lean revolution machine. Won't want people stay, they sway. 1, 2 day is good as any day. Y'all feel slightly dis, let's resist. Raise your fist and pump like this. Promises all the time. Don't cross the line, and you know it's mine. Who you wanna roll with? Who you wanna roll with?
Lazy stoners. Yes, you are.
Who you wanna roll with? Who you wanna roll with?
Unmotivated stoners. That's what you are. Huh. Do you believe that? Yeah, this should be a fun phone call. What's my motivation?
Who you wanna roll with? Who you wanna roll with? Lefty. Let's roll. Who you wanna roll with? Who you wanna roll with? Lefty. Let's roll.
This should be fun.
Who you wanna roll with? Who you wanna roll with?
No motivation. Dumb stoners.
Who you wanna roll with? Who you wanna roll with?
You lazy stoners. With no motivation.
Who you wanna roll with? 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 Who you wanna roll with?
All right, Tommy Lyons did a great job at this billboard. He was at the billboard like recently and actually brought patients, brought sick people who are suffering that use medical cannabis to save their lives. He brought them out to this billboard to dispute this shit. This is a horrible, horrible billboard. Very offensive to sick people. And it's a lie. You're lying to children. I was lied to by the DARE program when I was a kid. They told me that cannabis was just as bad as heroin. Well, guess what? They're still doing it. Idiots. Let's get right into it because I want to make this phone call. Check this out.
I'm here today in Elton
Oops.
to show you this billboard.
Sorry.
Everybody, I'm Tommy Lyons. I'm the Community Relations Liaison for Nature's Care and Wellness. I'm here today in Elton to show you this billboard that has recently been erected, and this billboard is the opposite of everything that we've been fighting for. We've been fighting so hard for cannabis acceptance in 2020, and I'm here with a group of people who want to work to get this billboard taken down.
Sick people
Please
suffering.
make sure you share this video to your social media feeds, not only your social media feeds, but to groups, pages, and let.
Oh! What happened there? Are you serious right now?
Everybody, I'm Tommy Lyons. I'm the Community Relations Liaison for Nature's Care and Wellness. I'm here today in Elton to show you
Hell happened
this
there.
billboard that has recently been erected, and this billboard is the opposite of everything that we've been fighting for. We've been fighting so hard for cannabis acceptance in 2020, and I'm here with a group of people who want to work to get this billboard taken down. please make sure you share this video to your social media feeds, not only your social media feeds, but to groups, pages, and let people know that this is up here. This says it was produced by students from Elton High School. This sign was supported by the Cecil County Drug-Free Commission, and I believe the sound is probably tough right now because of the wind. I spoke with Virgil Voiceall, and he told me that the students, that this is all on the backs of the students, that this billboard is here because of the students. And I asked him, what makes the students believe this? Where do these thoughts come from? Where do they get put into the minds of the students? He said that it's from guidance that the students receive. I said, where does the guidance come from? He says the guidance comes from training that they get. I said, okay, so this guidance is being taught to the students, and the students are now relaying a message from your organization to get put up here from Drug Free Cecil. I'd like to say that I think it's amazing that students are speaking out, that students are able to have their voice heard, because it's so important that our youth is fighting for what they believe in. So I don't think this is what students should be believing in.
Nope. It's a
I've
lie.
seen it myself. So many people that
Lies.
have healed from cannabis. I've spoken with a couple thousand patients at least directly in a one-on-one scenario, working at Nature's Care and Wellness, a patient base of almost 5,000 people that continue to come back because they're sick. And we're here to try to help people, and even our youth. I'm here with Connor Sheffield. Connor, if you want to come
Tell
over,
him, Tommy. Get him.
So we all know Connor. NCW has supported Connor since day one. We're so happy that you're here with us today because a year and a half ago, you wouldn't have been here if it wasn't for cannabis.
No, cannabis in my eyes, it's a lifesaver. You know, it's a miracle. But, I always go out to these places and I always ask, do I look high to you? Do I seem high to you? And the answer is always no. And then that's when I explain to them that I use medical cannabis. It's not getting high off of this. You know, we're not using it to get that way. I know I don't. I know you don't. We use it to feel better. You know, we use it to live our lives. You know, without it, I wouldn't be here today.
So if I can take this really quick, Matt, why don't you come over here as well, buddy?
Absolutely.
So Matt, you saw this sign.
Yes, I did.
This is Matt Meadows. Green hair because he cares. Matt is a huge cannabis supporter. Thank you, Connor, if you can hold that for us. So come a little bit closer so that people can hear you.
Absolutely.
Matt, when I first met you, you told me about your cannabis activism that you have been doing your entire life, that you wrote papers about cannabis in high school, how it's helped you. You've got the green hair before you
charges in 7th grade, 9th grade. I graduated on that. I was just medicated. I wasn't getting high. I wasn't trying to find relief. I just wanted to be calm.
What do you think this billboard does for our community?
This billboard is terrible. This billboard infuriates me. I had to turn around and get a picture. I've seen many children get better off this, Connor being one. My girlfriend is alive today because of this plant. She's came off multiple medications because of this plant. This plant has saved thousands, millions of lives. And this needs to change. Our children need to be educated correctly.
So we need to get this billboard taken down. We have a petition out there right now that was started by Connor's mom, by Trisha Sheffield. How you doing? Do you want to come over here and talk about this billboard?
Real quick, this billboard says that using marijuana, the racist, sexist term marijuana instead of cannabis, using marijuana contributes to dropouts and lack of motivation. That's what the sign says, in case you can't read it.
What's your name, ma'am?
Christina Johnson.
Oh, hi, Christina.
Hey.
Awesome. So we spoke earlier. What are your thoughts on this billboard?
So, my personal opinion, it needs to come
There you go.
down.
Come over closer.
It needs to come down. I think the 50s want their sign back. You know, it's time to get out of there. Over the last week, I've heard some really frustrating things. I saw some things from the college that they were teaching some incorrect things at the college. Now this. I think it's time to, educate the public, educate everybody, and, this is definitely not okay. So, let's work together and try to get this stigma gone.
So, again, Cecil County has been doing such a good job fighting for cannabis acceptance. There are 2 dispensaries here in Cecil County. If you wanted to grab this one here. And the number of patients and the patient support is tremendous. Veterans, people in every career field that use cannabis have positive things to say about cannabis, and this is the absolute opposite of positivity and acceptance. We're working to end this stigma. We're working for the people. We just want healing. This is about people, and to see something like this is just degrading. It sets us back, and it hurts to see this. Support us. So, cannabis saves lives. Let's fight to end the stigma together. You guys want to say anything else? Good. Okay. All right. Well, again, please make sure you share this video to your social media feeds. We're all in this together. Yeah. So let's get rid of this billboard. Sign that petition. Let's get this billboard taken down. Thank you.
Thank you, Tommy Lyons. That was a great job there, Tommy. Good job bringing out some patience and doing the right thing. I appreciate that. That's awesome. We're going to try to give them a call now. Let's see if we can catch them. Let's call the school first. All right. Let's see. Do we have audio? Yes. Okay. Hear anything. Oh.
Press 1 to erase and re-record. Press 2 to listen to the recording. Press 3 to mark the message urgent.
Hold on, Tommy. I just screwed everything up here. I don't know what the hell I'm doing here. Are you kidding me? Oh my goodness. Hurtful. Tommy just tried to call me and I screwed up. Tommy, hold on a minute, man. God. I'm trying to call the school while they're still open. Give me a minute here. I'm not getting anything on my phone. Hold on.
Thank you for calling Cecil County Public Schools. We are not available to take your call at this time, but you can leave a name, number, and message if you would like your call returned. Have a great day.
Yes. Hello. This is Lefty Grimes. My number is 908-616-0682. We're doing a live podcast here in New Jersey. And there's been a lot of controversy about your billboard that you had your students put up with tax money. And there's a lot of patients that are sick and dying with cancer and multiple sclerosis and all other horrible diseases that have to drive past that sign and see that stigma. And it's very stressful to somebody with cancer and somebody who's sick to have to see that disgusting display of humanity that you're going to put out there to degrade and stigmatize somebody's medicine. I mean, if you want to put a billboard up, you should put a billboard up about opiates. I mean, that would be the bigger problem, because when I was younger, they had a DARE program, and they used to tell me that heroin was as bad as cannabis. And I didn't believe that, but that's what they were telling people. But people were dying because what happens is, kids think, oh, would they lie to me about cannabis? They're going to lie to me about heroin. And they start using heroin, thinking their parents lied to them about that also, and then they wind up dying. And that's happening all over. And it's happening all over Cecil County. I believe I see in Cecil County, you have heroin fentanyl overdoses every day there, apparently. No, every 6 days somebody dies. That's what it was. So why don't you put a billboard up about that? That's a pretty serious issue when you got people dying every 6 days when cannabis hasn't killed anybody. As a matter of fact, cannabis helps people. You actually had patients going out there to protest your sign. Sick people with wheelchairs are going out to your sign protesting. Are you kidding me? People are coming out of their house in wheelchairs to protest your sign. That should tell you something. You're doing something wrong. Your children are not doing the right thing by following your administrator's rules, whatever they're trying to do. They're implementing the administration's policy.
To send, press 1. To erase and re-record, press 2. To listen to the recording, press 3. To mark the message urgent, press 4.
Oh, of course it's urgent. Yeah, people are dying. Yeah, how do we do that? Press 2?
To send, press 1. To erase and re-record, press 2.
No.
To listen to the recording,
No.
press 3.
No.
To mark the message urgent, press 4.
Yes, 4. 4. Let's do 4. Urgent. People are dying.
Message marked urgent. To send, press 1. To erase and re-record, press 2.
Yes,
To
send
listen to
it.
Message sent. Thank you. Goodbye.
I didn't get to do any Harry Anslinger quotes. Jeez. All right, let me call the other number I have here. This number is for the drug-free Cecil. Drug-free Cecil. That's what it's called. I'm really upset that my... Oh, here it is. It's working now. Now it's working. Great. This is great. All right.
Thank you for calling Youth Empowerment Source. This is Rachel. May I help you?
Hi. Good afternoon. This is Lefty Grimes. You're on the air. We have a question about the billboard sign that you guys have put up. It's causing a lot of controversy. Could we get a...
I'm not in a position to make a comment about that. I'm sorry.
Can we get a statement from you on... Hello? I think we got disconnected. Hello? Hello? I think we got disconnected. Hello? 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 I think we got disconnected. Let me try back again. Yeah, I think we got disconnected there. You could put me through the voicemail. That'd be fine. Voicemail would be fine. Voicemail's great. I'll take the voicemail. I'll get my 2 minutes that way. I'll take my 2 minutes however I can get it. I'll take the voicemail.
Thank you for calling Youth
Thank you.
Empowerment Source. We are currently away from
There
our
we go.
desk. We're unavailable. Please leave us a detailed message so that we can return your call as
I got
soon as
deets for you.
possible. Have a great day.
At the tone, please record your message. When you have finished recording, you may hang up or press 1 for more options.
Hi, good afternoon. This is Lefty Grimes. We're calling you live on the air on our podcast. We'd appreciate you guys to call back. My number here is 908-616-0682. That's 908-616-0682. We'd like to talk to you about the controversial billboard that you had your students put up with taxpayer funds. And what's happening is that sick people with cancer and multiple sclerosis are driving past this sign and getting triggered and stressed because they're getting help from cannabis. And that sign does not reflect how cannabis is helping the sick and the dying of Cecil County. That sign is just more reefer madness, and it's actually, you use the word marijuana, and marijuana is actually a racist, sexist term. If you did the history on marijuana, it's a very horrible, horrible word that was created by Harry Anslinger back in last century, who was the drug czar of the last century. If you want to make a billboard to make would be Harry Anslinger quotes. Now, Harry Anslinger was our first law enforcement officer who had a war against drugs. And he said things like he said things like, reefer makes darkies think they're as good as white men. Now, I know that you don't agree with that, but why would you put up something that some stigma that nobody agrees with anymore? Because this kind of stuff here, nobody believes this. But yet this is what was said to Congress. That was said to Congress. Here, you smoke a joint and you're likely to kill your brother. These things were sent to Congress, and racist white men in Congress passed laws based on these fear-mongering statements. Here's another one from Harry Anslinger. Marijuana leads to pacifism and communist brainwashing. Where's the one about the Filipinos? Here it is. There are over 100,000 total marijuana smokers in the U.S. Most are Negroes, Hispanics, Filipinos, and entertainers. Their satanic music, jazz, and swing result from marijuana usage. This marijuana causes white women to seek sexual relations with Negroes, entertainers, and others. Now, if that doesn't shock you, I don't know what will, but that was the stigma of last century. That was last century's stigma. Now you're continuing the stigma here in the 20th century, and we'd like a statement from you asking why you would do that to your children, lie to your children, and make your children put up these horrible billboards that are just basically triggering cancer patients in your town, triggering multiple sclerosis patients in your town. just triggering people, hateful, hurtful things that your billboard is saying. It's just horrible. I had a where's my oh, sorry, I lost it. I had stats from the heroin overdoses in Cecil County. Where is that? Oh, jeez, where is this?
If you are satisfied with your message, press 1.
God.
To listen to your message, press 2. To erase and re-record, press 3.
I thought I had it, but I don't. Well, anyway, give me a call back. We're on the air for.
Are you still there? If you are
Yes.
satisfied with your message, press 1.
No.
To listen to your message, press 2.
No, I want
to
you-
erase and re-record,
No,
press 3.
no. I want you to call me back. Please call me back at 908-616.
Are you still there? If you are
Oh, my God.
satisfied with your message, press 1. To listen to your message,
No,
press
I
2.
wanna
To
add to it.
erase and re-record,
No, I want to add.
press 3.
Add to it. Oh, jeez.
To send your message now, press pound. To specify, thank you. Your message has been sent. Goodbye.
What a pain in the ass. Really? Oh, boy. All right, let's call Tommy up. Good job today, Tommy.
Lefty.
Tommy, what's up, buddy? You're on the air.
Hey, Lefty, it's great to hear from you. Thank you so much for giving me a call, and thank you for highlighting the atrocity of this billboard. I want to start by saying thank you to the entire Sativa Cross family. Since 2015, I've been following you. You're the reason I got into activism. You're the reason I am where I am today. Standing here as the community relations liaison for Nature's Care and Wellness, a medical cannabis dispensary
You're so
in
awesome.
Perryville, Maryland.
Thank you. You're
I
awesome.
found out about this sign being up yesterday from Matt Meadows, a long-time cannabis advocate, cannabis activist. And when we found out about it, it just blew up. It's all over the internet. Trisha Sheffield, mother to Connor Sheffield, who is a minor MMCC patient, started a petition that we need everybody to sign. The petition is to get this billboard taken down. We need this billboard taken down because it embodies and it breathes the stigma that we've been fighting against for so long. Lefty, I remember being with you at the State House, fist in the air, fighting for cannabis acceptance,
Which
fighting
one?
for cannabis legalization.
Which one?
So many podcasts that we've done together, Lefty. You're an inspiration, and I thank you for doing what you do.
Thank you for calling out these idiots, these ignorant idiots, hurtful liars to children. Who uses children they're furthering their agenda with children and tax money? That's disgusting.
So drug-free Cecil is using children to promote their agenda, to promote a message based on ignorance, hate, and racism, as you'd mentioned. This dates back to the early 1930s. You were doing some Harry Anslinger quotes, and it's just really frustrating, especially when you look at the strides that we have made as a community, how people are able to obtain safe access to this medicine. I know in Jersey, it's a really tough program. I was a patient in Jersey. I can tell you what, in Maryland, at NCW, I've interfaced with so many patients, people who are seeing real results with this medicine, and to have something put up in our town, right here in Cecil County, where our dispensary is, it hurts so bad. You mentioned triggering patients, all these conditions that people are getting help with, especially PTSD. The amount of patients that I've spoken with just over the past 24 hours who suffer from PTSD are being triggered, are being made to feel bad about their medical usage. They're being made to feel bad about consuming cannabis because of this billboard is just so hurtful. And it goes against everything that we believe in, and it goes against just humanity. It just goes against goodness, in the world. Like, we're people, and we're not bad people. People across the world in every single employment situation, people who, I'm just anybody, Lefty, people use this medicine, and those who don't use it, those who still embody that stigma that they grew up with, like Virgil Boysall. Virgil is the one who championed this effort and blamed it on the children. So drug-free Cecil, Virgil Boysall, I called him yesterday. He was very snippy with me. He was not happy that I called, and so this is how it started. I said, so where does this come from, Virgil? He said, oh, this is all students. This is all students. This has nothing to do with the adults. I said, well, where do the funds come from? He said, the funds are federally appropriated. I said, so you're getting funds from the federal government to put this sign up. Who's controlling the funds? He said, well, we control them here locally. I said, okay, so did the students pay for this, or are you paying for it? He said, well, we're the ones that that kind of set this up. I'm like, okay, well, so you're saying that this comes from the student and that this is all the ideas of the students, that this has nothing to do with the adults. He said, exactly. I said, well, where are the kids getting these ideas from? Because you're going to tell me that students from a high school just grow up and this is how they feel. I said, there has to be some kind of influence. He said, well, yes, they get guidance. He said, we provide guidance for them. I said, well, where does the guidance come from? He said, it comes from training. He said the kids go through training, and that's where these thoughts come from. So they have their beliefs, they have their agenda, and they're pumping this into the heads of these children who are in high school. They're pumping the stigma into these heads of our kids, of our children, and then using them as a conduit to relay their beliefs via a gigantic billboard that sets us back years. And it's so frustrating to know that our government supports this, and that's still what they believe, instead of working with us to try to kill this stigma and to try to help people. I'm really frustrated, Left. I got to tell you.
It's frustrating when you look at the drug-induced death rates per 1,000, Cecil. You got, in 2007, you had 21.6%. All of Maryland was 13%, and Cecil was 21%. So you got a big heroin problem in this area, and they're worried about cannabis.
Heroin and fentanyl are running rampant. Everybody in this county has a family member who is impacted by the opioid crisis. Everyone. And it's just sad to see. I've seen it myself. It's in my family. It's in the families of everybody that I know are impacted by this, and it's terrible. The suffering that families are experiencing due to this crisis is just insurmountable. And this is what we're fighting with cannabis. We're seeing folks coming off of the opiates because of their cannabis usage. And to knock cannabis like that, to put up a billboard like that, is horrifying. And I support the children trying to have their voices heard. I think it's great that kids are stepping up, trying to talk about what's important to them, talking about topics that are important to them. But when we're feeding kids this kind of information and then using them to portray this message that has just been built into, folks who are unfortunately ignorant, and, this is where we are now. It's bad, Lefty.
It just reeks of racism, sexism. It's just all over again. Like we're just rehashing Harry Anslinger all over again with these billboards, and it's disgusting.
It is disgusting.
Here you go. In 2016, you had 40 overdoses, 40 deaths per 100,000, and all of Maryland, you had 25. Percentage of high school students who had at least one drink of alcohol, you had 31%. 31%, and Maryland is 25%. Why don't we have alcohol billboards about this? Why are we having something that's safe, that's helping people, on a billboard looking bad? It's ridiculous. I'm sick of the stigma, Tommy. I'm sick of it.
I'm sick of it with you, Lefty. And this is why we just have to continue to fight, especially when it comes to minor MMCC patients. So I'd mentioned Trisha Sheffield and Connor Sheffield. Connor Sheffield is a 15-year-old kid, great kid. I've gotten to know Connor over the past year and a half or so, and he's just awesome. And he uses cannabis to medicate because he has gastrointestinal pseudo-obstruction dysmotility. I'm sorry if I'm not saying that exactly correct.
Ouch.
Yeah. It's a very serious condition. Using cannabis, he kicked all of his meds. He was almost on palliative care. They were considering that as an option. Connor didn't even want to go on at a certain point, which I'll get choked up about this because it was so bad. It got so bad for Connor. Connor he's a race car driver. He's a skateboarder. He likes to go out and just have fun with his friends. He gets to actually go to school instead of being homeschooled. And the travesty is that he still can't medicate in school. So to kind of give you an idea on what's been going on with that, Connor's Courage is a bill that we've been working on trying to get passed at the House and the Senate level so that Connor can obtain safe access to be able to use his drops in the school so that the nurse can administer it, instead of his parents having to leave work, go to the school, sign him out so that they can take him off of school grounds, put a few drops under his tongue, bring him back to school, sign him back in, and then take him to class. He loses time every single day. His parents lose time away from work because of this stigma. And now they put up a billboard like this, which is just, it's just mean-spirited, it's rude, and it's degrading.
Hurtful.
Yeah.
And a lie.
I can't believe it.
And a lie.
I can't believe they did this.
It's a lie. I mean, you're talking about motivation Well, okay, Obama admitted to smoking weed, and so did Clinton. So, the president is a pretty good barometer of a pretty high office in the United States, and they smoke pot.
It comes from I believe it comes from a standpoint of kind of like being on that high horse of the holier than thou, of having grown up on it and having it beaten down your throat, just years after years of people who don't know any better, who who live off of that ignorance, and they see it. I tell you what. So one of the things I do for Nature's Care and Wellness, Lefty, I go to events. So we go to events and we set up and we talk to people about cannabis. We talk to them about getting their medical marijuana cards. And a lot of the times I'll see people just kind of snickering at us as they walk by. So I'll walk up to them and I'll say, hey, my name is Tommy. I'm with Nature's Care and Wellness. I'm our community relations liaison. I just wanted to ask you, what are your thoughts on cannabis? And sometimes they will get so mean. Like, forget about just snickering. They'll just say nasty things, and not just older people. Like, it mainly is older folks, honestly. And let me see. I don't know how I can say. It's a lot of older Caucasian folks or white folks. That's pretty much where I get it from. And it's so mean. Like, I don't see how anybody could be mean-spirited about anything like this.
What do they say?
And consider themselves a good person.
Give me an example of what they say.
Okay. So I had one guy who I said, hey, what are your thoughts on cannabis? And he said, get away from me, buddy. Okay, I'm military, all right? And the guy's 60-something years old. So I said to him, oh, okay. I was active duty for 10 years. I was like, are you active duty right now? Or are you in the reserves or anything? He goes, just get away from me with that, all right? I don't do drugs. We don't do drugs, buddy. Get away from me. They have this, like, it's kind of like they cock their lip up, almost like we're just like the dirt, like we're the scum. A lot of it is that the people say drugs. They're like, I don't do drugs. Get away from me with your drugs. And then even to try to say something like, well, people are getting help. They're curing cancer with this. And people are really sick. And they're like, I don't care. This is drugs. It's awful. Nobody wants your weed, okay? Nobody wants your marijuana. Just get it away from us. Get out of here. And that seems to be the that's the mindset.
Wow.
I'll ask them about, sometimes I'll drop stats on them, Lefty. Do you remember when I went out to Delaware and met with you guys at the State House in Delaware? I came out there with facts and knowledge, dropping it. And sometimes I'll drop that on people and they just don't care. They just look away with their, head in the air. Sometimes they'll wave their hands at me. That kind of wave that's kind of like, get away from me, the get away from me wave. And it's just mean. They're just mean, dude. They just think they're better than everybody. And, we use cannabis and we're seeing people heal from cannabis. And I don't know if they just don't like humanity, if they don't want people healing, or if they've got investments in, big pharma kind of things, or we can start going into conspiracy theories. I don't like to delve into that world too much, but it's almost like they know that the more acceptance there is for cannabis, the more their way of lifestyle is going to dissipate. Everything that they fought for their entire life is now going down the drain because they've been anti-cannabis for so long. So when they see people rising above, people doing what's right, people fighting, they don't like that. And it's almost like regardless of what you tell them, regardless of the education, regardless of the research, they're going to be against it because it threatens their way of life.
Until they find somebody in their family who's sick or they get sick themselves, then it changes. But, yeah.
Yeah, exactly. It takes, sometimes you can only learn the hard way.
Right.
And until they see it with their own eyes. And even then, they're reluctant.
Even then, it takes time. Yes. I know people with multiple sclerosis, and their family hates the fact that they use cannabis. For years, they gave them shit about it. And finally, years after they finally realized, multiple sclerosis gets a little help from cannabis. Yeah, I think you should use it. But
I have patients who tell me that their families stopped talking to them, literally ousted them, cut them out of their lives because they use cannabis as medicine. There's not just one patient that told me that, Lefty. There are multiple patients, like a lot of patients who say, my family won't even talk to me anymore. They're like, I use cannabis to medicate, whether it's inhalation methods, whether it's edibles, whether it's sublingual ingestion, if they're using, as I know you've used suppositories before, people that use the Picotti method, like whatever it is. And there are probably some people out. The Picotti method is something that's recently been researched.
What's
there are
that?
72,000 nerve endings in the belly button.
Oh,
so that's the way that people have been using, especially transdermal compounds. That's helping a lot with that. But regardless of what it is, people mention cannabis, and then the word cannabis goes out of their minds. They just go straight to marijuana, to the racist term, to the hurtful term, to the weed.
Dope.
You know, it's to getting high. That's all people think about. They don't think about getting high. And another thing is that there's only 2 cannabinoids that people really associate with marijuana prior to learning. And they hear about THC and CBD. And they say, oh, no, it's the THC. And the THC gets you high. And the THC can retard brain growth. And the THC is what's going to kill your brain cells. And they have no idea that, A, that's all lies. And that, B, there are over 113 identified cannabinoids in this plant that people are healing from. So, you know, when you look at the panels on medical profiles on plants, you might only see sometimes six to maybe 14 different cannabinoid readings, and then even then they're so low. And you remember we spoke about verotamine and how that has potential to help with diabetes?
Yes.
Where's the verotamine, Lefty?
Not in Jersey.
Where is it? You know? You still there, bud?
No, I'm here. We don't have verotamine in New Jersey.
We don't have it in Maryland either. But, you know, we have CBG, cannabigerol. That's the parent cannabinoid. That's where all the cannabinoids stem from. THC stems from CBG, and CBN stems from degraded THC. CBN is an excellent nighttime component with less psychoactive properties. There's CBC, cannabichromene. There is, THCV, and that's got excellent components when it comes to appetite suppressant.
Right.
So people think, oh, you smoke weed, you get the munchies, you go home, you get high, you sit there on the couch. That's not what it's about.
No.
Right? Especially when we have proof that there are cannabinoids that go against munchies for those who may be trying to lose weight or just live a better lifestyle. But when you look at the kind of relief and healing that people are getting, they're waking up and they're using cannabis. It helps put a smile on their face. It gives them energy. It gives them an opportunity to go about their day without having to struggle through symptoms of depression, symptoms of worry, paranoia, fear. It just helps people get a grip on their lives. And the reason that's happening is because we all have an endocannabinoid system. We have a system in our body that's laying dormant until you use cannabis to activate the receptors in it. And once we activate these receptors and we figure out what concoction, what cocktail of cannabis works best for us, it just gives you a better quality of life, especially those in pain. Lefty, you suffer from stenosis, right?
Stenosis and lower back pain also.
How does cannabis help you? When you use cannabis, does that help mitigate your symptoms?
Very much so. And I don't get high either from my cannabis. I get pain relief because I've used cannabis for so many years. I don't even get that THC high anymore unless I do a lot of dabs and I go, a lot of edibles. But I just get my pain relief. And the problem with it, though, is I just had surgery on my shoulder. And I found a lot of relief from suppositories. Like you said, a lot of suppositories have helped me, a lot of oils. And I have tried it in my belly button, and it does work. I really like that way to get there. It's pretty good.
It's an excellent method of consumption. One thing that I've been happy to see in Maryland, coming across the table at Nature's Care and Wellness, there have been so many, continued, what am I trying to say? Different kinds of applications for cannabis. So especially in the topical world. It started out with 2 different types of topical. There was just a pain bomb, that's just what it was called. And then there was a transdermal compound. So we've learned a lot more about the transdermal application, and we've learned more about spot application. They've even had things like, there are different levels as well. Some people who are feeling minor pain, there's different, ways of building these topicals. There's different kinds of things that make them up. So I think might be 10 or 15 different kinds on the shelf right now. And then there's public access to CBD products. So people are also seeing relief with CBD products. But again, I've mentioned CBD to people. Sometimes I'll walk up to them and say, how do you feel about, CBD? And they'll just give me that same look, like, I'm not trying to get high. I don't want cannabis. I don't want marijuana. It's all the same. It just gets you high and it gets you stoned.
Yep.
But people just really don't know. And that's how we end up with a billboard like this, plastered right there in the heart of Cecil County, where the opioid crisis is just running rampant, and people are using cannabis to get off of opioids. So tell me how that makes any sense whatsoever. I am so upset with the drug-free Cecil County Commission. They've just done a terrible job. The government has allowed this to happen. They have blamed the students at Elkton High School. And I can't believe this is coming out of my mouth right now, especially after the strides and the huge steps that we've taken at the state, at the federal level of the government, what we're having recognized, the research that's being done, the positivity that's been brought the way, the positivity that's been felt and heard throughout this long time struggle. Advocates like you, Lefty, you've been advocating for 29 years or so?
For a long time.
Yeah, your whole life. So I can't imagine for you to see how far it's come, and then to have a billboard like this brought up, it just sets us back years.
By children. They're like,
blaming the children. And they're using the children as the scapegoat. They're putting this on the backs of the kids.
Yeah.
They're using their agenda and blaming the children. He straight up blamed the kids. He said, oh, well, this isn't the adults. This is the kids. This is the kids. This is their opinion. That's what he said. He said, this is the kids' opinions. I said, really? This is just the kids' opinions. So they don't get, this doesn't come from anywhere. They just think this, right? No. This is the adults who still believe in the stigma, who still believe that cannabis is just a way to get high and act stupid. This is them implanting that in the kids' heads instead of educating them properly. So my daughter is in early college acceptance program. She's incredibly smart. She's pride and joy in my life. I absolutely have to throw that in there because I'm so proud of her. And she sent me a screenshot. She sent me a picture of what they were teaching her the other day in class. And I think it's great that the schools are trying to teach kids about cannabis. But when I saw the slide, I was upset because they're not teaching them the right way. So being willing to teach is great, but you have to be able to push the accurate information. So it started out, it said the different strains of weed, and it said indica, sativa, and ruderalis. First of all, those aren't strains. So right off the bat there, that's kind of what grabbed me. I'm not even going to go into the rest of it because I could talk to you about it for days. But I think the lack of research and proper education is what leads to people like Virgil Boysall of the Cecil, of Drug-Free Cecil, to continue to breathe ignorance and believe in what they've grown up on and what they've been taught. And I've been saying for a long time, Lefty, that just because you grew up on a certain belief, or just because you've been taught something, or because you've been doing something a certain way for a certain period of time, does not mean that you've been doing it right. We need to adapt. We need to accept change. We need to be willing to change, and we need to be willing to accept, because without acceptance, then we just continue to live in a hate-filled world that's not geared towards humanity. And then signs like this, billboard signs like this, there's been so much discussion on the internet, and it's turning people against each other. We need to come together to fight the stigma. We can't do this alone, and we can't do this when we're pitted against each other. We can't have cannabis users, cannabis enthusiasts in our community fighting each other because of a billboard like this. And that's what's happened. They erected this billboard, and now there are like-minded people fighting with each other over it, and it's just sickening because we're here together. We shouldn't be fighting against each other, and that's one thing that bothers me so much, because this is about coming together and it's separating us. And that's what they're trying to do, is separate us, because together we're strong and individual we're weak. So if they can continue to try to break down our community, it's just going to make them stronger. And this is where we have to come together and ignore the hate, ignore the racism, and just understand that ignorance is there, and ignorance is no excuse. And I learned that from you, brother.
What are the cannabis consumers saying that's argumentative with the other cannabis consumers? What's the?
So they're trying to call out the idea of recreational use amongst children. A lot of them are saying that this billboard is not geared toward medical users, that this billboard is basically
can't tell.
Yeah.
Can't tell that one. Gee, yeah. Sorry, I missed that one. Really?
Yeah. Oh, yeah. I've been seeing people on the internet now, and what the people are doing. And unfortunately, there are cannabis users out there who believe in this. They're all about it, but they grew up on a stigma, and they may not even realize that the stigma is still alive in them. I catch myself sometimes, Lefty, not only with cannabis, but with other stigmas that I was brought up on. And sometimes I just have to stop and think and say, wow, my family was wrong. The government was wrong when I grew up.
Yeah.
The society was wrong.
Yes.
Just the way of thinking was wrong. And to be able to stop and recognize that is really hard, because it's easy to just continue to believe what you have believed your entire life. So this is where we all need to recognize that there is potential for ignorance in our lives, not only in the facet of medical cannabis, of any kind of cannabis, but we have to be able to adjust.
Well, Joey,
one thing I want to say, Lefty,
go
is
ahead.
I just said medical cannabis, right? So you hear people say recreational cannabis, adult use cannabis, medical cannabis. If you take away those, the preceding words, you have cannabis. It's all cannabis. And that's what we need to understand, and that is what we're fighting for.
Tommy, nobody wants to see children getting high. Nobody wants to see that.
Absolutely not.
However, when I was 13, I smoked a joint for the first time, and it didn't kill me. I still lived. However, if I had used heroin or booze when I was 13 first, maybe I'd be in a lot more trouble than I would be today. Maybe I'd be dead today. But I used cannabis, which didn't hurt me, didn't kill me, and I didn't use heroin. But when I was younger, they told me heroin was as bad as cannabis, or they were both equally bad. So I could have used heroin, thinking they lied to me about weed. Maybe they lied to me about heroin too. But I never used heroin. I used cannabis, and I'm still here. So if a kid's going to use anything, at least they're going to use something that's not going to kill them. That's all I'm saying.
Exactly. And one of the arguments, Lefty, is that teenagers are too young, that the kids are just too young for it. And what I say to that is I believe that once you're old enough to make a conscious decision on whether or not you're ready to use cannabis, that's when you should be able to use it. People are like, oh, well, if you're 16, you shouldn't be using cannabis. It's like, well, wait, if you're 16 versus 18, you should be able to use it. If you're 19 or 21 or whatever it is, you want to slap some, like blind age on this. We all have the system in our body. When we're ready to use it, we're going to use it. Most people that I know that use cannabis have been using it since their early teens, and they're successful people in the world. And when I say successful, I mean they're good people, they're happy people, they have jobs, they take care of their families, and this is just so frustrating to me, Lefty. Like I'm getting a little agitated right now. I don't know if you could tell.
Tommy, you were amazing. When did you make that video? Yesterday or today?
Yesterday. So
great job.
We found out. So this is how it went down. So Matt Meadows, again, the longtime cannabis advocate, green hair because he cares. Matt Meadows posted that picture online, and Matt Meadows posted that picture. So immediately, Nature's Care and Wellness group chat that I have with the owner, Bobby Windsor, who's the most compassionate person I've ever met before in my life. That man right there, I tell you what, has provided safe access to almost 5,000 people and who annually throws parties for them. I actually messaged the Sativa Cross group chat earlier about the 420 Festival. So this will be the third annual 420 Festival. It's going to take place on Sunday, the day before 420. There's going to be music, food for everybody. There's going to be vendors. The third annual Crab Feast is coming up in September. The man feeds 1,000 people crabs, like steamed crabs, and has music, like vendors, giveaways, the whole 9 yards. And he does this for his community because he believes in it, and he believes in what's going on. We have an amazing leadership team at Nature's Care and Wellness. Bonnie, who's incredible, who has been fighting for this, fighting for patient rights. Bonnie is the MD Canamom. I highly recommend that everybody checks out her page, MD Canamom, because she's bringing together adults. You don't have to be a female, but if you're a parent, if your children use cannabis, if you use cannabis and you want to share your story, that's a great conduit for it. Holly, who is in community relations with me. We actually just did an event together. Holly's amazing. Alex Jordan, store directors, and we're all on a group chat yesterday trying to figure out what the most appropriate way to attack this is. So we have teams down here, Lefty, teams of people who are fighting to end the stigma. When we were talking about it, because there are ways that could potentially, and me, Lefty, you know how I can kind of go off. I get upset sometimes. So my instant inclination was, all right, we need to fight this. I'm going over there immediately so we can do a live video and blast this. And they were like, well, hang on, Tommy, your mind's going in the right direction, but let's figure out how to do this. So we gave it a few hours. It was about 1:20, and we said, hey, why don't we go over there and go live at 4:20, and really show them what's going on. So that was when I figured, okay, great. So I called the school. In the middle, the school completely deflected. I had heard a rumor that the sheriff's department had to do with this. So I called the sheriff. I talked to the captain. He called me back and said, hey, we have nothing to do with this. So
I believe that. It's those damn kids.
Well, yeah. Apparently, the school said that they had nothing to do with this. That this is all in the back.
Blame the kids.
So I figured I'd call Drug-Free Cecil. That was when I talked to Virgil, who his display of ignorance was beyond anything that I've ever talked to. It was so sad to know that he's leading what is supposed to be helping us. We need someone else in the chair. We need him removed, and we need someone else in the chair immediately. So anyways, that's when we went online. We told people that at 4:20 we were going. We had about 10 people come out. Trisha Sheffield came out with her husband, Mike Sheffield. Connor was there. I got to interview Connor, as you saw in the video. And he's just an amazing kid. When you talk about a cannabis activist, somebody who's fighting for cannabis rights, who's fighting for the people who need to use this, Connor Sheffield is the future. He is leading the way when it comes to activism for our youth. He is the one that we need leading the parade next to William Haney with the freedom flag. How is William Haney, by the way?
He's great. I'm going to call him in a little bit.
Okay, good. Make sure you get a good slice of pizza.
So I'm
Tell him future William said hello.
Future William.
All right, so it's good to have a laugh here and again, but this is a really serious
This
note,
is serious.
That's why That's why I love the Ignorance is No Excuse podcast. Basically, you're still out of there up there in the bunker in Bayonne, New Jersey?
No, we're up in Morris County right now.
Oh, okay. What are you at, Wayne?
No. I'm in the bunker in Morris County. We have a bunker everywhere.
Oh, okay. I didn't know you had a bunker over there.
Bunkers everywhere.
Chris Auto HD is over there.
I got to get him. Yeah, he's got to get over here.
You know, Chris sent me. So I have 2 trays from Chris. I have 2 of his handcrafted wooden trays.
Aren't
He
they
sent me
great?
one that says patience.
They're amazing.
Huh?
They're so amazing.
Yeah, they are amazing.
Oh man.
Sturdy. He builds in any kind of graphic that you want. He sent me one custom for me.
Yes.
That says MMCC for medical use only. Patient.
Nice.
Got the flag on it. I have a jersey one. I love Chris. I just wanted to give him a shout out.
Yeah, he's awesome. Auto HD.
Another long time cannabis advocate right there.
Yes, sir.
Yep. Well,
so in Cecil County, we're railroading the Rugrats, we're scapegoating the students, and we're hold on, I got one more. Make another one. Railroading Rugrats, scapegoating students, and hold on, I'm making up a poem here.
railroading Rugrats.
Persecuting the what begins with P? That's student. Persecuting the pupils. Persecuting the pupils.
Persecuting the pupils. Wow.
Railroading Rugrats, persecuting pupils, and scapegoating the students.
You know what? It's good that we can get a chuckle out of it, but it's
it's not funny. I make jokes to really rub it in their face.
Well,
to make
you laugh about this. Do you know how angry we would all be if we couldn't get a laugh every once and again? Like, we have to be able to.
It's sarcasm.
It's make fun of ourselves or make light of it because this is so upsetting.
It's sarcasm because we're all suffering. We got to deal with this bullshit. People are sick. They don't need to be looking at those stupid billboards while they're suffering from cancer and MS. Are you kidding me?
Well, first of all, we're going to get the billboard shut down. Second of all, the way that we can get through this is with positivity and with smiles.
Okay.
Because if we smile in the face of these people who are trying to shut us down, they are scowling at us. We've just got to smile right back at them. Because that's how we're going to win, is showing them that we're positive people, we're good people, we're working people, we have children, we have families, and we are here, and we're not going anywhere. And that's a fact. We're here to stay, and so is cannabis. And they can try everything they want. They can put up whatever billboards they want. They can enact whatever rules they want. They can put up whatever rules they want. They can do anything that they want. We're not going anywhere. This isn't going to stop us. This movement is going to continue because cannabis saves lives, Lefty, and ignorance is no excuse.
Tommy, thank you so much. What's your website?
So you can check us out at ncwmedical.com. The best thing you could do is go over to Nature's Care and Wellness, our page. Please click like on our page. That's where you can find the video. And again, my name is Tommy Lyons. I am the Community Relations Liaison for Nature's Care and Wellness, a medical cannabis dispensary in Perryville, Maryland. The greatest dispensary on the face of this earth, mind you, leading the way. And I'm just so proud to be a part of that. I am so proud to be a part of this community that will not lay down, this community that will continue to fight, this community that will help, this community that will continue to heal people. And we're here, Lefty. We're here. I'm here because of you. And I thank you so much. I thank the Sativa Cross family. I'm just so happy to be here, and I appreciate you all.
Thank you, Tommy.
Everyone.
Thank you, Tommy. You inspire me too, brother. Thank you. See you, man.
All right, Lefty. I love you.
Peace.
Bye.
Love you, bro. Notice I did not hang up on him that time. No, he did a really good job going out there. That's exactly what I would have did, man. Exactly. I would have went out to that billboard, and I would have smoked a big fat joint under that billboard, and I probably would have thrown some stuff at it. Well, maybe not, but nah, I can't. I wouldn't vandalize it, but I would have thought about throwing some stuff at it. Maybe my roach. But yeah, he brought patients out there to tell their stories about why that billboard was offensive, and that's the way to do it, Tommy. Good job. Really good job, bro. You're a great spokesperson for us in Maryland. Thank you. Now, what's going on with what is this here?
Oh my God, it's coming! I gotta get the gloves and soap. I gotta get the gloves and soap.
What is this?
I gotta get the gloves and soap. Where are the gloves? You got the soap? Get the gloves. Any paper towels. It's coming. It's coming. You better run. Run for your lives. It's coming.
What is that, Corona? Chucky? Is that coronavirus you're
Oh, my God. It's coming.
What's the matter,
I gotta
Chucky?
get the gloves and soap. I gotta get the gloves and soap. I gotta get the gloves and soap. Where are the gloves? You got the soap. Get the gloves. Any paper towels. It's coming. It's coming. You better run. Run for your lives. It's coming.
I don't know what that's all about. I have no idea what that's about there. Hold on a second. I have no idea what's going on there. Hold on. I'm trying to make a... Oh, jeez. I'm sorry. I'm not prepared. Let's try this one. Oh, crap. Really? I want you to call this number, please. Thank you. There we go.
Hey, my whole family's watching and talking about you, bro. Talking about me, but thank you, bro.
Chucky, what are you doing in this video? What happened to you?
Oh, my God.
It's coming to get us all.
I gotta get the gloves and soap.
It is. It's coming to get us. It's here.
I gotta get the gloves and soap.
Drink your elderberry now.
You got the soap.
Do you have Corona?
Gloves. Any paper towels.
I have elderberry.
It's coming. You better run. Run for your lives. It's coming.
I only carry Corona in my cooler.
Where are you gonna
I
run?
like it cold with a lime.
Where are you gonna run to, Chucky? There's nowhere to go. There's nowhere to run
I'm
to.
running for more Corona. I need another case. I need at least another case to get through this shit. People running for their lives.
So what are you doing to protect
My whole
yourself?
neighborhood's infected. You got any limes?
How are you gonna? What are you gonna do about this, Chucky? How are you gonna survive this?
I'm drinking the elderberry by the gallon, bro. Fuck it. I'm worried about my own multiple sclerosis being impaired any further from the virus itself. And vitamin C, oranges, will save me. Are we live still? I'm alive. Holy cow. I'm alive. He's not even choking anymore. Oh my God, I should have never been with that woman last night.
What?
Yeah, if you touch other people, especially if they're sweating in the gym, you can't touch other people's sweat because it spreads like the flu.
Do you have enough toilet paper in your house?
No, I'm using pine bark. It gets a good cleanse. I live in the woods, man. It's pine bark.
Why don't you just scoot across the carpet like your chihuahuas are doing?
Yeah, well, that's where I learned it from. The chihuahuas use the lawn, and they get the perfect roughness. But when I tried to use the lawn, it was actually peeling up some of the sod. So I had to switch to something stronger like pine bark. I got some photos on the lawn. I had to shit in the yard last night. Sucks being self-contained in the shack alone, just me and weed.
So coronavirus has you shitting out in the backyard now?
Yeah, because I'm too scared to go near other people. Any other humans, man, they could carry it.
Well, yeah, they snot all over you, especially those kids. They sneeze on you, spit
My
on you.
neighbor carries his in a little baby food jar in case anybody comes around. He just pops it open and everyone's fucking sneezing.
Oh.
Whole goddamn town, even George Foreman grill ain't starting.
I'm not leaving my house.
I'm pissing outside because it's healthier.
What does that mean?
There ain't no germs out here but me. And I'm not German, I'm Polish. Oh, I feel so good with the breeze.
Are you peeing right now?
You hear it hitting the leaves?
You're peeing right? Put the phone down put the phone down so I can hear it.
A couple drops of elderberry in there too, I'm sure.
This is the first for the podcast. Nobody's ever done that on the phone before. Thanks for that, Chuck.
Peed on the podcast?
No, it's the first for the podcast. Thank you.
Oh, really?
Thanks for that.
The sound of it.
Can I hear it?
It was just an audio.
Can I hear it?
Barely. It's on dry leaves, but I'm down to my last few drips. I could just spill something else. Gallons. Let me go drink some more elderberry. Holy shit. I ain't pooping in the yard no more. I am not pooping in this yard no more.
When are you going to grow cannabis in that yard next to your tomatoes?
I'm hoping soon, man. Murphy's letting us down, bro, and I'm a registered patient.
Just do it.
I've already given them thousands of dollars at the dispensaries.
Just do it.
For bullshit weed, thanks to fucking Christie.
Yeah, our program has suffered a long time.
When are they going to straighten it out and back it up to like no percentages?
We live in big pharma state, Chucky. It's all big pharma. It's all big money, and they don't want home grow.
I'm waiting for the whole town to have corona, and then I'm going to take my dogs and walk myself to Vermont on foot like the old days.
You walk to Vermont and you'll...
The air's beautiful, and weed grows really good in Vermont, bro. You got to get on the top of a mountain where the sun shines on both sides at the same time. Wow, that is a big German Shepherd shit. Holy shit, German Kush.
Now, how
Well, I could
does it affect
bag
you?
that and sell it.
Now, this plastic bag ban, does that affect you? Because a lot of people pick up their dog poop with plastic bags, and now they have to use paper bags.
Absolutely.
Is that a problem for you?
Well, you can use the paper bag. You just have to make sure it's not a wet poop.
Oh.
Because it soaks through, and then the bag gets weak, and then you wind up you're holding a fucking handful of pudding. You ever squeeze a wet box of pudding? Yeah. What's happening? Is there a crowd around?
I am the law.
I miss you all, man, a lot, dude. I'm hoping that we all make it through this virus together.
Yeah, I hope to see you on the other side. If not, they're fighting over they're fighting over toilet paper.
I know. My wife just came back from Aldi's. The shelves are empty. Not just toilet paper, everything sold out.
Yeah, I want you to listen to this. This is a good one. There's two.
I got plenty of potatoes. Shitloads of potatoes.
This is funny. There's two women fighting over. Listen to this.
Over toilet paper?
Toilet paper!
Can I rip one? The air part. Just air. Hey, if I get concealed to my shack for 60 days, I'm just going to keep smoking every fucking thing I can find. Not just weed, but my lawn, basil, oregano. I'm just going to mix it all together and be fucking mixed up. Y'all getting mixed up?
Entourage effect.
The entourage effect, when you just smoke everything. Anything that burns. Oak, too.
Are you really using bark on your butt?
Yes, but only white pine is the softest that I find. They should label it. Why don't the trees grow with labels?
You can use pot leaves, you know.
No, I don't have enough of those, but I have plenty of pine trees.
See, that's a good reason to grow pot. So you have pot leaves to wipe your butt and in the coronavirus.
Yeah, I would sleep in my pot.
See, everybody should grow big fan leaves to wipe your butt with, for health reasons, for butt
but
health.
you can't use a piece of bamboo because it hurts bad, dude. I tried that in Florida, man. I was bleeding bad. God damn, that hurt. It's like a razor knife. A slice of bamboo, man, it'll tear you up, bro. You better hold on tight or have a steel asshole.
You're supposed to use the leaves, Chucky. The leaves.
Yeah, a leaf of bamboo is rather sharp, man. You ever rub one across your finger?
Well, yeah. Not on my butt, though.
It'll cut you open, man.
Really?
When you gotta go, man. Sometimes it's a holy shit.
No,
it
come
can't be on a holiday, though, because if it's on Easter Sunday, you will be screaming.
I don't know what
You'll
that
be
means.
bleeding all over the place. It'll be almost a sacrifice to take a shit.
I don't know what that means, Chucky.
I don't want to take a break, but, man, sometimes you got to go. It's just a human thing. Not just humans. I watch my squirrel shit every morning. So I think it's all mammals. Yeah, input equals output. I forgot that code. Birds, too. Pigeons, seagulls. And I'm sure there's still somebody swimming right now in Raritan Bay because some people are just diehards. It's almost summer, isn't it? I got to come up there and visit you boys someday, man.
Come on up.
Yeah, not up there, out west. You're in Trenton today, right?
No, I'm in Morris County.
Oh, you're at your place.
Yeah.
Yeah, I seen a bit of the start of this podcast, and then my wife came home with freaking all kinds of bags from Aldi's I had to stop and help her with. Now I'm just counting tea bags to make sure we have 2 for every day of the coronavirus.
How's your wife doing?
Gotta have tea bags.
How's she doing, by the way?
Not well.
No.
But we're getting there day by day. The good thing is although there's tumors found with the CAT scan, they're at stage 0. So stage 0 is less than stage 1, and I think stage 4 is the end, as cancer goes. But we blame it all on IFF.
Yeah,
They've been pumping it into us forever.
Yeah, blame the sewers, blame the water supply.
International Flavors and Fragrance. They got that magic drop that solves everything. And that magic drop's just got way too much magic, man, for humans. People start consuming that drop because it smells like roses, and I love roses, so I want this spray on me. And they don't realize what they're fucking spraying. Till it's too late. I like that one guy. He bit off his pecker. Crystal meth.
Chucky, we live in a big red dot in New Jersey. Chromium, vinyl chloride, lead, PCBs, mercury.
I love it, man.
Big red dot.
Back in college when I had to study hard, I could literally stay up for a week straight. Just had to work around IFF when they were in production. If I studied while they were making their fumes, there ain't nobody sleeping at all for a week straight. Just because the entire town, lucky me, my entire town smells like Charlie perfume.
Oh, God.
You ever smelled Charlie?
And they call it Charlie.
Charlie, yes. My whole neighborhood smells like Charlie because of IFF.
That's awful.
Yep. And sometimes I'll be cooking in my house food, and the food, when I'm done, we'll sit down and eat, and the food tastes like Charlie, too. Not because Charlie cooked it, but because it's in the air. It's in the environment. It's in the coronavirus is a drop of Charlie.
It's in the water.
I think it smells like IFF. Oh, man. The coronavirus bug.
They're killing us, Chucky. They're killing us one by one.
Doesn't everybody know that everyone has had influenza and you keep getting a different strain every year? Almost like marijuana, but influenza. Different strains.
I just watched a movie called Outbreak, and I'm about to go buy some toilet paper. That's all I'm saying.
Okay, because of Outbreak.
Yeah, that movie freaked me out just now. Dustin Hoffman really triggered me.
You want to be really freaked out? I'm taking my wife Friday. The movie comes out Friday. It's called The Hunt, and The Hunt is about hunting people.
Oh, really?
About people hunting people for survival, for food, to eat the people. You got to see The Hunt, dude. Watch the freaking sneak previews.
Can I go with you?
Only if you sit on my knee.
I'll bring a big thing of popcorn.
You can sit on my knee and feed it to me one by one. We can count all the pieces.
Reach down deep in the popcorn, Chucky.
Wow, and then you get the pipcorn at the bottom.
What do you feel there?
The pipcorn is the smallest pieces. Sometimes there's popcorn even in my pockets. And I don't know if it's called pocket pop or it just popped in my pocket because I'm eating like an animal. We are all animals.
Yes, you are an animal, Chucky.
Yes, I like to eat anything. Maybe my dog if I had to.
No.
They do in China. That's why we're sick.
No, stop.
Keep fucking eating them.
No.
The problem with them is they don't have the intelligence enough to know that when you eat a dog, any dog, you have to hold it by the tail, only by the tail. If you touch any other part, you're getting sick as hell. But if you hold it by the tail, all of the germs are contained in the tail and they stay there, but you got to keep holding the tail. Eat the skull and ribs and work your way down, but don't touch the tail.
Seriously, Chucky? Really?
Well, I'm talking Chihuahuas, man. They're a little easier to hold than
They're
a
horrible.
130-pound shepherd.
They torture dogs out there. They feel that when you torture a dog, when they kill the dog torturing him, they have special something in their blood from doing that. Are you serious?
Yeah.
What is wrong with these people?
My daughter was talking to me today about what she learned in history class, and it was the coolest thing I've ever remembered since I was in that grade.
What do they teach her?
She learned that in China, speaking of all places we're studying today, in China, if you're challenged to a fight and you lose, you have to kill yourself. That's just the way culture is over there. So, like, let's say we have a sword fight and the dude beats me with his sword. I still have to use my sword and kill me just because I lost to him.
Why don't he just kill you?
He would, but I'd have to first order chop suey. If I order chop suey, then he's got a reason to chop. You got to give him all a reason.
Okay, terrific.
You ever eat chop suey?
No.
That's only created in the event of one of them giving up in a fight and killing himself, because then they chop him up. And this whole coronavirus is also because it's going to raise and drive the price of fireworks up. By 4th of July, shit's going to be through the moon. Don't even try to get a sparkler.
You got to
$8
follow the money. Just see where all the money went. You know what? They should do this around the election time. They should put the coronavirus in places where they don't want people to vote, and then just do it in November, and nobody's going to vote. There you go.
That's a great idea. We need to save that for next year.
Yeah, save that for November.
It's coming, though, right? Ain't it October?
Maybe this is it. Maybe this is the way to stop people from voting. It'll be 6 months. How many more months?
I think that the new people coming in might have some good ideas for that. That Amy Klobuchar or whatever, she probably got some Russian behind her.
Well, Tulsi Gabbard's still in the race. She's still in there. The Hawaiian senator or whatever she is. Yeah.
Yeah, we could get lucky and all die next week. Who knows where this virus is going to go, because it's coming from IFF, and I live right next door.
They
made it.
We got more stuff to do, Chucky. We can't die yet. We got more work to do.
They're making more right now. You hear all the sirens? That's all dead people. They're loading the Navy ships and floating them away. Mass burial at sea. That's the next fucking phase. Bring in the helicopter morgue, military choppers, 3,600 fatalities. Sucks to even think of that, but look at China. They're in the 2,400s. Thousands.
Chucky, we're having a big party at the State House on 420. Can you? Are you going to come?
I'm definitely going to try. The only thing that would inhibit me is if my wife needs me for some special, like I'm going tomorrow for her MRI, just to be supportive to her. And I don't know what's exactly scheduled for 420 yet, but if she has radiation that day, then I have to be there for radiation with her. That's just because I love her. But I really want to try to make it there. And I'm going to come there with the pinniest fucking pinner you've ever seen, dude. It's going to be like a blade of grass. Just so I can have the smallest one.
Good. I want you to speak. And I want you to show your pinner joint to the crowd and say, this is why my joints are so small, because I can't afford my cannabis.
Exactly, man.
Vote Cannabis 2020.
I would be big and strong. I wouldn't have to join the gym if I could just have weed.
I know you can't get weed. I know you're struggling. I know you can't afford it. And I know it's bullshit that you have multiple sclerosis and you can't treat yourself with the cannabis that they... it'd be cheap.
And I fought for the law. I fought for this law, and I can't even have it.
You testified.
Yeah, a lot of people did, and we all should have it. And that freaking sign needs to come down, man.
Yeah, that sign sucks.
Totally changes the mind of anyone who reads it. Not just children, but senior citizens, too. My grandma wants to smoke a joint once in a while. Not after she sees that sign. You ever hit the bong with any of your grandparents?
I got my grandma high with a vape bag, a volcano bag.
Yeah, that works. That's the best way. Because it's less on them for choking-wise.
Yeah, she was
I
suffering.
like the volcano. You know, my volcano erupted. I smoked so much out of it that it was a lava flow. It was all resin. And you know what? I took the resin and smoked the resin too. But I couldn't use the volcano because it was cooked. I had smoked the resin out of a little glass bowl in my hand. But it's good. Still gets off with Gojo. If you get it resin all over you, Gojo works good. I'm looking for the last one. I know I let him out earlier, and there's definitely another one, and I don't want to step in it.
Ew. Well, Chucky.
Yeah, I got big dogs.
Well, Chucky, I'm
They
gonna
lay 2-pound poops.
hopefully I'll see you at the State House in a couple of weeks.
You know, if it's such a great event, I'm gonna bring a nice Ziploc full of Shepherd Kush just to show everybody how powerful it can be. You put it on the floor in front of the right person to get it, and it'll all come back to you.
What color is your Shepherd?
What Shepherd Kush
what
is going.
What color is Shepherd Kush?
Well, you have to check.
Let's play Amy's song one more. Emily's song one more time. This is a great song. Emily Yates, ladies and gentlemen.
The system isn't broken. It's working just the way it was designed. It's meant to make you feel like you're losing your mind. The system isn't damaged. It's working just the way it was programmed. It's meant to make you so busy you forget you're being scammed. Pay no attention to the man behind the curtain. He'll promise you a cure, but leave you hurting. All the pearls you make go straight to the swine. The system isn't broken, it's working just fine. The system isn't broken, it's working just the way it was planned. It was only ever meant to work for rich white men with land. You don't have to believe what I'm saying, and just look who's doing more. Cha-ching, cha-ching, and go ahead and follow the dollar signs. The system isn't broken, it's working just fine.
I am the law.
The system isn't broken, it's working just the way it was designed. It's meant to make you feel like you're losing your mind. If you think there's no money for health and education, just look how much we blew on the last 2 invasions. Death is better for the bottom line. The system isn't broken, it's working just fine. The system isn't broken, it's working just fine.
Emily Yates, ladies and gentlemen. She's a very talented singer, songwriter. Wonderful, wonderful. And our newest sponsor is Dragonfly Health. Dragonfly Health, get your recommendation. Dragonfly Health for your condition. Dragonfly Health, get your prescription. Dragonfly Health for consultation. Think about some cannabis, yeah. I got hurt and I needed some help. I headed to Turnersville. Dragonfly Health, get your recommendation. Dragonfly Health for your condition. Dragonfly Health, get your prescription. Dragonfly Health for a consultation. The best care you'll ever get. You'll feel you're among friends. Because you are. 856-341-9758. 856-341-9758. 856-341-9758. 856-341-9758. Be dialing. 856-341-9758. Be dialing. 856-341-9758. Be dialing. 856-341-9758. 856-341-9758. 856-341-9758. Be dialing. Dragonfly Health, get your recommendation. Dragonfly Health for your condition. Dragonfly Health, get your prescription. Dragonfly Health for a consultation. Dragonfly Health, get your recommendation. Dragonfly Health for your condition. Dragonfly Health, get your prescription. Dragonfly Health for a consultation. 856-341-9758. Be dialing. 856-341-9758. Be dialing. 856-341-9758. Be dialing. 856-341-9758. Yeah. Dragonfly Health, get your recommendation. DragonflyHealthCenter.com. Good stuff. Good stuff. Now, I had to call William. I might have given William a bad time to call me because he didn't call me. He usually calls me. Let me see if I can get William on the phone because I want to do him I want to do for him. What I'm saying. I want to give him a commercial. I want to help William. I need to help William. William's the best. We love William. Where is his number? There it is. Come on, William. Please pick up. We want to talk about your book, which is called The Falling Sickness from Caesar to Me. This is an amazing, amazing book. I suggest that you go out and pick it up. It's very cheap. It's very inexpensive, but it's very informative, and it's going to change your life. Sorry, William. Good morning, good afternoon, good evening.
Hello, Lefty. How are you?
Hi, William. What's up, buddy?
I'm hanging. I noticed earlier that you were running the podcast. So I was like, I won't be calling at 8 o'clock tonight.
Oh, good. Yeah, a little earlier.
Yeah, I thought, I thought you would just give me a shout out and let me know different. I was watching part of it. I was watching Tommy Loins. He sounded good.
Tommy Loins is the best.
Yeah, and then that billboard situation? Oh, my God, are you kidding me?
Are you kidding me?
That is totally unnecessary, uncalled for, and it's bullshit.
Hurtful.
Very hurtful on many, many levels, and that's the new way they're trying to justify what they're doing.
How would you feel coming home from a chemo session after just getting stuck with chemo and chemicals in your body, and you're driving home, and you got to look at that shit?
Unbelievable.
And you got to go home and use cannabis, and you got to look at that shit before you go and smoke your cannabis for your cancer.
I can't understand how they even accepted the chemotherapy in the first place. Isn't that made from a mustard gas?
Oh, chemo? Jeez. They just, oh my God. Chemo is horrible.
I mean, the ingredients in that, it can't even help you, can it?
It's very hurtful to your whole body, yes. When you take cannabis oil for cancer, if you're taking chemo, you have to take twice as much cannabis oil to combat the effects from the chemo also.
I'm sure.
Like, what the...
That's ridiculous. I mean, here's the reality. They know what's going on. They know the facts, and they don't want to admit them. And now they're just trying to find a way to, make money off you. It's ridiculous. The democracy, we don't have a democracy anymore, do we? Lefty, you there?
Is that a rhetorical question? You really want me to answer that?
No. I'm just speaking out loud. I didn't want you to answer that. No.
Yes, you did.
Pardon me?
You just told me you wanted me to answer. No, I'm sorry. I was busy doing something. I was fixing. I'm working by myself today, so I'm engineering, producing, writing. I'm doing everything tonight. So sorry.
Well, you're multitasking.
I'm motivated. I'm one of those motivated stoners.
Well, I think we all are at some point. I think we all are.
But I'm talking about your book here, Epilepsy, the Falling Sickness, From Caesar to Me, that your mom wrote. Your mom wrote this amazing book. I want people to come out and buy this book. How can people find this book, William? Where do they find this book at?
They can find it at thefallingsickness.com.
Oh.
And it's in digital form, and I wanted to get with you, Lefty, also in putting together an audio book.
Sure.
Would you be interested in that?
Absolutely.
Well, let's see if we can't make that happen. Because that seems to be the new way to go today.
Yeah.
Hold on 1 second. I need to make an adjustment. Hold on.
Wait, what? People like to read books in their car, like listen to books in the car. They like to put the book on and listen to it while they're driving. I don't do that.
Sorry about that.
What were you doing?
Pardon me?
What'd you do?
I had to make an adjustment.
What do you mean? What does that mean?
Well, I'm on a computer, and there was something going on, and I just had to make an adjustment to what was going on.
What was going on that you had to adjust, William?
What was going on? I was changing programs, and what I wanted to do was I wanted to bring up the book.
Oh.
So that's what was going on.
Oh, okay.
There.
I thought it was a personal hygiene issue or something. Okay.
No. It was. It's what I'm telling you.
Okay, so I'm going to put thefallingsickness.com as one of our sponsors because I have medical-freedom.com. I'm going to put the other one now. Should I still use Medical Freedom or no?
Yes.
Oh, so Medical Freedom.
I mean, I still have some inventory in there, and I'm going to be, addressing, what's the word I'm looking for? Restructuring in that site. But anyway, yeah, that's still good to go.
Okay, I'm putting thefallingsickness.com into the credits, so now you're in there twice. You're the only person in there twice, William. I must really love you.
Oh, thank you so much. Yeah, so and anyway, basically what was going on was, Mom wrote her book to raise awareness for epilepsy in 1975. And unfortunate as it is, the publishing company did not know how to market her ailment, so they tried to market the book as a self-help book.
Yeah.
Really? How does that work? Well, in any event, after a few book signings, the tour, and a few late night TV appearances, like in the middle of the night, they actually thought they were doing something wonderful to help her, to help raise the awareness, and they weren't.
No.
So she ended up, going after breach of contract, was able to win. They knew when they gave her all the production plates that she had to deal with the publishing houses in order to get the book put back out on the market. Because back then they did not have self-publishing.
Yeah, your
And
your mom did a great job publishing this book. It's amazing. Now, your mom had drop seizures.
Yeah.
Can you tell me what was the most scariest thing that you ever seen your mom go through with a drop seizure?
Oh my God. To be honest with you, Lefty, I cannot count them. I cannot remember one specific one that was more prominent than the one before it. You know what I mean? All I knew was we had to spring into action to help her and to take care of her. And like what I didn't mention earlier, like when my father was going in the hospital and he was having the family meeting, I did not know until years later that he wasn't getting out of the hospital for quite a few years. So that left Mom alone, and that left Mom happened to find a way to support me and my brother and herself. You know? And, you know, it's paranoid schizophrenia. It's not PTSD. Well, one of the symptoms of PTSD is paranoid schizophrenia.
Right.
You know what I mean? And then, you know, to run around and say, oh, it's just shell shock.
Right. That was the word. Yeah, that was what they called it.
Yeah, I mean, like that's a ha-ha. It's going to go away. I don't know. But, you know, that put Mom in a terrible spot. And it put me and my brother without a father.
Did your mom get
So we were relying on Mom, so we definitely had to take care of her big time.
Now, your mom would have drop seizures. Now, would she get black eyes and knock her teeth out?
She had black eyes, she had broken teeth, and then had been getting bridges, and then the bridges breaking, and, you know, when you're having the drop seizure, you got no control of which way you're landing.
Yeah, you're not bracing yourself. You're falling right on your face or your head or whatever.
Right, exactly. And, you know, like, unbelievable. Because, you know, like a lot of times in her head, she had a lot of head wounds.
Yeah.
A lot of them. I mean, she never got to the point. I don't believe she ever cracked her skull open, but she had a lot of nasty bruises.
Like Sarah. Sarah Weber has 10 stitches in her skull. 10 staples in her skull.
Yeah, I mean, God only knows how far she had drops.
Oh.
You know what I mean? And what was around her when she had dropped.
Right. Don't have anything sharp around the house, on the floor, anywhere.
Yeah, and then, you know, I think every day is Awareness Day for all kind of situations and circumstances and medical conditions to raise awareness for everybody so we all can live and work together.
Yes.
You know what I mean? This nonsense of separation is ridiculous. It really, really is. You know, and I'm just like, come on, man, people wake up.
That's what they do. They divide us, William. The powers
That's
that be.
what they want to do.
They divide us.
They want to win by, you know, separate and divide. That's it. And they do it in the workplace. They do it everywhere.
Politics.
And then they try to justify what they do in the workplace. I remember Mom one time talking about workplace. She went to work. She had a seizure, and somebody stole her pocketbook. Imagine that.
I got a message from Future William. Future William is giving me a PM. Future William says, "We will prevail." Huh?
Yeah, we will, but, you know, at the same token, you know, like, it's unfortunate that, you know, we want to point the finger at everybody else so we can feel good about ourselves and don't have patience or compassion for challenged people or people who are struggling. That's ridiculous. I'm different. No, you ain't. You put your pants on the same way everybody else does. One leg at a time, or one foot at a time, whatever the case may be. But you're really no different. And there's a separation right there. Thinking that you're different. That's the problem. You know?
People love to point fingers. Point those fingers. Point the fingers.
Right. You know, it's crazy. But yeah, I mean, like, you know, thinking about Mom and thinking about, you know, what it was like for me growing up, sometimes it gets overwhelming just in the thought process. And then sometimes I just shut the hell down because I'm processing. I mean, you know, it took a lot. It took a lot for me to be able to maintain. It really did.
Yeah.
You know, under the circumstances.
Yeah.
And Mom trying to do the best she could, trying to put food on the table.
Yeah, I can't imagine. I'd be scared. Did you have a lot of fear growing up that your mom was getting hurt, or did?
Yeah. I mean, anytime we weren't around her, like we were at school or something, we didn't know what was going on, but we thought and hoped and prayed that she'd be okay.
Yeah, that's scary, man.
You know, so you know, there's a lot going on.
I can't imagine.
Really was.
William, I can't imagine being 5 years old.
I was just looking at this the other day, and I was thinking, you know what? Under these conditions, and the way I was raised, me and my brother both could be candidates for PTSD.
Yeah, a 5-year-old shouldn't have to do that.
I'm sorry?
A 5-year-old shouldn't have to be stopping your mom from hitting her head on the concrete over and over and over again.
Yeah, or wherever she was, and just had a drop seizure. I mean, like, you know, God forbid, I mean, I believe one time she was in the bathroom and had a drop seizure, and her head bounced off the tub.
Oh.
And she was in such a position in the bathroom, it was pathetic. To try to get her to, you know, some form of stabilization was crazy. But yeah, I mean,
what happened? What happened when she hit her head on the tub? Was she knocked out? Obviously knocked out, right?
Well, no. She was going through the seizure.
Oh.
And she fell and her head hit the tub, and you know.
She got up from that. Okay.
Yeah, well, she got up from that, but I think she was woozy, and there was other things going on. But she was one of them. I can't let you know how I feel or what's going on, but you know what I mean. So she would just try to brush it off. But yeah, I mean, I watched it over the years. Many different times. Many different times, you know, having the seizures.
Now, she had seizures for her entire life.
Yeah. I mean, it got to the point where they were playing with her medication, hoping to get lucky. And she was having quite more frequent seizures because they couldn't get the right combination.
They knew about cannabis and epilepsy back then. They knew about it.
Yeah, in 1947
they knew.
did.
Yeah, there was articles in the paper about it.
Yeah, and Anslinger did something about it also, and he was hoping to get negative evidence, and it came back positive.
Yeah.
So he killed that plan.
So William, how your mom lived to be how old?
My mom lived to be, let's see, 60, 61, 62, maybe about 61, because she was born in 1931 and died in 1992.
And she had seizures up until she died, right?
Yeah. I mean, I honestly believe in my heart of hearts, when her husband passed away months before her, I think she died of a broken heart and the seizures.
Yeah, I've heard
and
that.
Alone.
Yeah, I've heard that happening. Did she?
Alone.
Man.
Because she was in Riverside, California in 1992. And my brother worked for Continental at the time out in Minnesota and was able to have the body sent back out here to Pennsylvania so she could be buried out here next to her husband, who was also buried next to his first wife. But yeah, and then my stepbrother there, he's talking about, and he was a printer. And we're at my mom's funeral, and he's talking about, I didn't want to put the book in the will because, I said, yeah, you know why? Because you had to deal with me and my brother.
William, did she?
About the book.
Did she?
Just because you're a printer, that's all well and good. You are not family. You're half family. Like you're a half brother. You know what I mean?
Did she ever have to wear a helmet or try to wear a helmet?
They didn't even. That wasn't even considered or introduced or thought of at the time.
That wasn't oh, okay. Nobody was doing that.
No. Back then, I mean, you're talking even in your 70s and 80s, she wasn't introduced to the helmet.
When did they come out with helmets for epilepsy? 80s?
I don't know, to be honest with you.
Must have been the 80s, I would say.
Pardon me?
Maybe the 80s.
Well, in any event, maybe, hopefully, yeah, but anyway, no, Mom never got one.
Oh, I know Sarah. I think Sarah Weber might have one. I'm not sure because she goes through drop seizures too, and she gets beat up. I mean, I've seen her pictures, man. It's brutal. Oh.
Oh yeah, I've seen the pictures. They are brutal.
Oh man.
And I'm like, oh my God, I can't believe this.
I know.
What's going on there, But yeah, I mean, and then some of the stories that's in the book are amazing.
Well, let's plug the book one more time. It's The Falling Sickness from Caesar to Me, written by Joan L. Ford. The Falling Sickness from Caesar to Me. And where can they find this book, William?
TheFallingSickness.com.
FallingSickness.com.
Yeah, I mean, I have a few copies in print and paperback, and I also have the digitals, the PDF, and also the EPUB.
Awesome, William.
Like for your tablet.
William, thank you so much for coming on. Hopefully,
Thank you for having me, Lefty.
I hope to see you
and,
soon.
We'll talk soon, and we'll start working on the audio.
What audio?
Audio.
Yeah! 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 He knows I got him. He knows I got him. So, that's the end of that. Okay. I love you, William. You're the best. Okay. I think we're done here. I think we are about to... Oh, hold on. I have one more person to call here. Let's see. Okay. What's this? Oh, is this the number? Okay. All right.
Hello?
Hi, you're on the air.
Oh, I am?
Sativa Cross West in the house.
I'm here.
Hello, Sativa Cross West. How are you?
I am wonderful.
How's the coronavirus
How are you?
out there in Oregon? Any corona patients out there yet?
Well, we have a lot of Mexicans here, so there's a lot of corona.
Oh, my gosh. Really?
Yeah, I'm from Hills Burrito. They drink a lot of Coronas over there, so I moved away.
What about toilet paper? Are you out yet?
Oh, I just strip dry.
Oh, my God. Let it dry. Let it dry like a bacon strip and peel it off.
No, I use the pot leaves. I'm going organic.
You have an abundance of pot in Oregon. You can just use pot to wipe your butt. Just use buds, big
Yes,
fat
that's what I'm
buds,
doing.
and then sell them.
Big fat buds. I mean buds.
Sell them for swag. This is butt weed. It's butt wipe weed. It's half price butt wipe
wipe.
weed.
We got bud wipe.
Butt wipe weed.
Bud wipe.
Bud wipe.
Get the bud wipe virus.
Okay, let's see a strain called butt wipe. Bud wipe. Bud wipe. Corona
Bud wipe.
Corona bud wipe. Corona bud wipe. That's great.
That's a good one, huh?
Oh, hold on, Elton, Maryland. Hold on. I'll call you back. Hold on. Hi, you're on the air.
Hi, this is Jessica. I'm a patient out in Maryland, and I wanted to call in. And I'm the one actually that saw the billboard.
Oh.
In Elkton. Yeah.
Oh my
I'm the
God.
one that saw it. So I had my boyfriend turn around,
Stop
and
the
I was
car!
like, "This
Stop
is
the car! Did you see that?
That's Tommy. Tommy was the bud tender that helped me get on a regimen that would help me take back control of my health.
Oh, wow.
Yeah, I walked in there completely broken to Nature's Care and Wellness, and just so lost and so sick and on so many pills.
Oh, my God.
And Tommy sat down with me and helped me write out a list of pre-rolls, and it was amazing.
What can I ask? What's wrong with you?
Sure, yeah. So I have a neuromuscular disease that I was born with, and it's progressive. So the pills, they don't help because they just give you all the side effects. I found myself bedridden. And then on top of that, I escaped a domestic violence situation. I ended up having to have my neck fused 3 months ago. So yeah, cannabis has helped me through all of that. I didn't have to go back on the opioids like that with my neck surgery. It was amazing. Everybody sees the change in me. It's absolutely transforming. It's giving me my life back for my kids. You know, like I have 3 daughters. I wanted to see go to school and grow up and everything. And yeah, it's been transforming.
Yeah, for me too. I had a cervical fusion last year, and yeah, I know the feeling. It's rough.
That was a rough surgery. Yeah. My spine swelled from top to bottom. It was pretty intense.
Wow, really? Oh my goodness.
Yeah, it was bad. But I made it.
Yeah.
And I did it with a lot of edibles.
Okay, so Tommy gave you the right strain to use that was good for you, and the right.
Yeah.
He's very smart. He's
I
very good.
love hybrids for some reason. I feel like I plug more into them. They just keep me up and going and focused enough, but still somewhat relaxed. So I get it right. It's just enough, you know. It's perfect for what I need.
Which one? Which one specifically is helping you?
I get a lot of relief from Mai Tai. I feel like that's one of the strains that I plug into most. Sour D is another. Those two have helped me a lot.
Me too,
Blue
yeah.
Dream helped. Blue Dream helped me come off of high CBD. Blue Dream helped me come off of gabapentin, and that was, I was doing like dabs in the bathroom, going through withdrawal. So, I wanted to get my health back. I knew being on them wasn't the way. I was doing it all wrong for so long because I was listening to my doctors.
Me too. I was taking gabapentin. What did it do to you?
Made me really tired. I wanted to sleep all morning. I didn't want to get out of bed. I really didn't have a lot of emotion. It was just kind of you're just there like a shell.
Yeah.
So yeah, I mean, cannabis has helped tremendously, and seeing the billboard in Elkton, that's frustrating for me.
Yeah.
That's really frustrating for me because it helped me get my life back. I mean, you know, we're not promoting kids go out and smoke weed. That's not what we're saying.
Nobody's saying
but
that.
They need to be educated properly, and they need to be taught that with your medical card, if you have an illness or whatever, if you have an illness and you're a child, that's acceptable. They just need to be educated, and that's the lack of education in the school system with cannabis is where the issue is. So I totally disagree with what they did by putting that up, by sharing false information.
using kids, and now they're blaming the kids. When you ask them whose fault is this, they're like, "Oh, it's the kids' fault. That was their idea."
Yep.
Really?
Yeah, I know. And that's sad. And then at the bottom, in these little tiny, like, you can see the logos. It says Health Department.
Yeah.
Drug-free Cecil.
Yeah, they all
and
stamped
you're
it.
like, but you want the kids to be the ones to take the blame
Yeah,
for it.
blame
so,
the kids. What a bunch of, oh my God, feckless, weak people, sick prohibitionists. Disgusting.
Exactly.
I'm disgusted with
It's
that.
the stigma. Yeah, they're stigmatized. It's sad. Oh, and all I can say is that we have to plant the seed. We have to educate them as much as we can, and when they don't want to hear us anymore, we kind of walk. Just they know who to come to. Now we've planted that seed. We've told them that we're here, and then if they need more help, and whenever they need it, we're here to help. I do a lot of advocating in Maryland. Yeah, it's really awesome.
I would keep the
It's really
pressure on.
awesome.
Keep the pressure on. I would go to their doorstep with some signs. I would go to the. That's what I would do. If you ask me what I would do, I'd go to this place. This what's it called? The the school too. I guess you can go to school, but the Cecil, drugfreececil.org. They have an address somewhere in that area. I would go there and protest.
Right. Yeah, and I think there's a peaceful way it can be done.
Yes.
I don't think we have to be angry about it.
No.
But just be peaceful about it. And I feel like they just need to understand. We need to shift the perspective.
Yes.
That's what needs to be done. They need to know that if they had to be in our shoes, how would they feel? So, I mean, that's we need to convey the message and just do it in an appropriate way.
Yeah.
And work to get it down, get it changed, whatever we can do.
I can't imagine what you saw what went through your brain when you saw that, because I can imagine someone with cancer or MS or anybody driving past that sign who uses cannabis and then seeing that and getting stressed out. That would stress me out as a patient.
We fought so hard for our health.
Yeah.
When you put so much work into who you are and you just want to reclaim your health again and see something like that, it's upsetting. It's very upsetting, tremendously. So I hope they take it down. I really do. I think that it would be just in the best interest for everybody, just so nobody is offended.
Change it to opiates. Change the sign to opiates or booze or something that's going to hurt people. Something that's you have a big drug problem in Cecil, huge drug problem. Like opiates.
Definitely. Very much so. Yes, opiates, benzos, heroin. Yeah, it's all here. Meth.
Was it every 6 days somebody dies? Is that what happens over there?
It's pretty frequent.
It's crazy.
Yeah, I know.
But let's talk about what
and,
gets you.
and I'm trying to bridge that gap between medical cannabis and recovery. That's what my boyfriend and I do.
Nice.
We do a lot in the community with advocating and helping people to understand that there's another pathway that they can choose to get their lives together, to be able to progress in life. Because that's a really important part of it is with what you're doing, are you able to progress? Are you able to become the best version of you and constantly work on you? And with cannabis, definitively, yes, I can say that it has helped me to get my life together and to help my health and help me move forward. And that is beautiful, and nobody can deny it. Even my Hopkins doctors, they cannot believe how far I've come. And they said, whatever you're doing, keep doing it. This is a neurosurgeon at Johns Hopkins. Whatever you're doing, keep doing it because it's working and the numbers don't lie. You're getting better. And I don't get to say that to my neuro patients. And I looked at him and I was like, "What's cannabis in a positive state of mind?"
Yeah.
So yeah.
Wow.
It works, and you know that.
Amazing.
Yeah.
Amazing.
Mm-hmm.
Well, thank you
Absolutely
so much.
amazing.
I appreciate
Yeah,
it.
thank you. Yeah, definitely. Thank you so much.
Let me hit me up if
taking
you're
my call.
Yeah, hit me up if you're going out if you're going to do any more activism. I'd love to share the videos or whatever. Because I missed Tommy's video yesterday. I don't know why I missed it, but I would have had that shared everywhere. That was amazing.
No.
That's activism.
Never too late.
No, I'm
never too late.
Yeah.
You can still share it.
Yeah, absolutely. It's
Yeah.
great.
Yes, definitely. Well, thank you for your support in this and just bringing awareness to it, which is a really important part of it. Just making people aware so that something can be done.
Yes. Thank you
So
for
thank you for that.
Thank you for keeping it positive and fighting the fight in a very positive way, just an educational
Yes.
way.
Yes, positive and peaceful, and just keep going forward.
Yes.
That's right. So, all right, have a great day.
Thank you. God bless you. Bye-bye.
You too. Bye.
That was Jessica from Maryland. I saw the number come up. I'm like, oh, Maryland. I'm like, oh, they're calling me back. Oops, sorry. I didn't mean to do that. Here it is. Okay. Oh.
Hello?
Hi, you're on the air.
Hi.
Hi.
I am.
Well, you live in Oregon. You're wiping your butt with buds. That's how much weed you have in Oregon. So yeah, good for you.
I know.
Good for you.
And it's in the air. I can smell it in the air. Be jealous. Be very jealous. But you know.
Wiping
you
your
can move
butt
out
with,
here.
wiping your butt with weed. I just can't get over that. That's amazing.
Ooh.
In Oregon, that's
Sounds
what they
like
do.
a new song.
It could be a song. I'll work on it.
Wiping your butt with weed.
Wiping your butt with weed. Wiping your butt with weed. Wiping.
You might be a redneck.
You might be a marijuana farmer if you're wiping your butt with weed.
Right. There you go.
Hey, Clem, you got any buds? Clem, can I borrow some butt buds? I just dropped the mean one. Clem, I just dropped the mean one. Pass me the buds.
Be careful for the sticks.
Clean out the stems and seeds.
Ew.
Ouch!
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 Ouch is right. That's funny.
Don't scoot on the carpet. Use some butt buds.
Recycle, reuse. That's how we do it.
Oh man,
that's good stuff right there.
That's funny right there.
That's funny right there. You're funny. You're funny all day, aren't you?
Mm-hmm. Well, we're at the part of the show where we're supposed to be sad. We're not supposed to laugh at this. We're supposed to be sad. But we're not there yet. Let me first say, cmmnj.org, sativacross.com, dragonflyhealthcenter.com, dragonflyhealthcenter.com, Magical Butter, United Food and Commercial Workers Local 152, davidversusautism.org, medical-freedom.com, thefallingsickness.com, NewJerseyWeedmen.com, New Jersey Grannies for Grass, JacksonStorms.com, Arlo Glass, OprahMachine.com, Pure Puff Vapor Supply, Sativa Cross West. Good stuff. And we have a big rally coming up on April 20th at the New Jersey State House. It's going to be amazing. There's going to be all kinds of stuff. There's puff and paint. There's hold on. Yellow.
Hi, you're on the air.
What happened?
I have a stupid phone. I don't know.
I have you on hold.
I just won't move.
I have you on hold. Hold on. Let me
No,
drop.
I hung up on you.
No, you didn't. I have you on hold. Let me drop the call. Hold on. Hello? Hello.
Hello?
Okay.
Hola.
Yeah. So.
I just won't move. I moved, and I lost good connection, so I have a Wi-Fi phone for right now until I get a new one.
Oh, okay. Yeah, don't move. Stay still.
I'm not moving.
Go sit on the toilet.
Be still.
Go sit on the toilet. Go sit on your new bidet.
My throne?
Yeah, sit on your throne. Stay still. No scooting.
No scooting across the lawn?
No.
Because
That's what people are doing. There's a shortage of toilet paper. So I see all my neighbors are scooting across the lawn. I see them all.
See, I have a fucking genius idea.
It's disgusting.
Because of people scooting across the lawn, I decided to scoot across the pot leaf.
See, you got it made in Oregon. You really do.
I do. I know. I really do. People are moving here because it's really awesome here. But, I scare them away. No, you can't move to Oregon. Go away. Just kidding. I don't scare anybody away. So, street from my house, though.
So you got a new place that you're living in where you can actually grow weed. That's great.
Right. I know. I'm gonna grow some THCV, Burrini.
And you don't need a license for that,
Just like.
or do you? Do you need a license?
No.
You can just grow weed in your house.
Why would I need a license?
Oh my God, we got people in Jersey dying. You could just grow. You could just grow
I
weed
get my
willy nilly.
medicine for free.
Oh,
Yep. Right. Anywhere in my yard.
willy
Do what I
nilly,
want.
weed willy
I
nilly.
can throw seeds out my door and not get arrested
I just
because I have so many.
can't.
Willy nilly. Not like Willie Nelson, but willy nilly.
Willy nilly weed everywhere in Oregon.
Willy nilly. What?
And we're fighting over licensing here. Everybody's fighting over this stupid not the ordinance, the constitutional
Rule number
amendment.
driver.
This ordinance, this constitutional amendment in November, and we got most people voting yes, but there are a few detractors and prohibitionists that want to vote no, and we got to deal with that. Some of their concerns are okay, but some of them aren't, and it's all getting muddled, and it's all getting divided, and people are just dividing themselves here in Jersey, and it's not good. It's not good at all.
It is not good.
We need to vote
Horrible
yes,
thing.
because this is why we have to vote yes. I talked to lawyers on the. I forgot to call my lawyer friend today. I'll call him next week. He'll be at the rally.
Uh-oh.
But he explained to me that once we vote yes on this amendment, what the legislature is going to do is put a bill out that's going to clarify that amendment and make it so only rich people can grow weed or whatever they want to do, they're going to do in that bill. Then what happens is the poor people who want to grow weed will go and sue in court for that constitutional right that we have just been given, because it's a constitutional right to grow weed. If cultivation is in our Constitution, then yes, cultivation is our right. And it's going to be a vote yes for me because cultivation is in the ordinance. It is in the constitutional amendment. It's right there in black and white. Cultivation. That gives us a foot in the door.
Can you post that?
I posted it. Nobody wants to listen to me. They think I'm nuts.
Well, did you post it on my Sativa Cross West?
I will. I'll post it there too.
All right, thank you.
We have cultivation in the amendment. The constitutional amendment will have cultivation. We need to keep that as our right and vote yes for that constitutional amendment to cultivate.
Mm-hmm.
Whatever they do afterwards, we're going to sue for it. If they say only rich people can afford the licenses, $20,000 for a license, no, we're going to sue. The licenses should be free. How come you don't have to pay for a license, Honeybee? How come?
Because Oregon is smart.
Right. Why is it free for you and we got people with cancer over here suffering that got to pay $20,000 for a license? Really?
Well, because I think our government or our governor, whoever's running Oregon, likes us much better than yours does. Because you guys have cancer in the air. We don't.
Yeah, we're in a toxic environment in New Jersey. Really, we really are. Very bad here.
Yeah, you really are. It's all ass backwards in so many ways. I mean, if you're of color, you get arrested, even with a medical marijuana card. What the fuck is wrong with that? Everything. Yep. It's a horrible thing. And, we all got to get on the same page it's like alcohol. Don't they have the same laws for alcohol everywhere?
Yeah, we need some anti-alcohol billboards and some anti-fentanyl billboards.
Yes.
And some pro-cannabis.
You should make some memes.
I'm making memes. I'm bringing memes to the State House. It's going to be a meme war.
We should go put a billboard up by that stupid sign. You know what? They should fucking protest it.
They should protest that.
People out there.
Yeah, protest that billboard and then go to the people
sign?
and go to the place that made that sign and protest there. Protest everywhere. Make a big stink about it. That's what I did.
Yeah, and I can't even believe that those kids would choose that sign
Yeah.
and that it was approved by adults.
Yeah, let's blame the kids now. Oh, I didn't do it.
Because the teachers, yeah.
It was the kids' idea.
The kids did it. They took our money. They put that sign up without our approval.
It was their
Right,
idea. It wasn't my idea. I know better.
Oh, my gosh. You don't even let them. They can't even run down the hall, but they can post racist, anti-cannabis,
Yes.
anti-help the sick and dying billboard.
Anti-Christian.
That's a bunch of bullshit.
It's anti-Christian. billboard.
Anti-Christian.
There you go.
Right. Oh, yeah. Let's take medicine away from sick and dying people.
That's God's
But
medicine.
we'll give them opiates. We'll give them opiates.
Yeah.
And then they'll go on. Then they'll switch it and go on street drugs because they can't afford the fucking opiates.
Big Pharma.
It's a bunch of bullshit.
The first name on our list is Cheryl Miller. She inspired me to start activism back a long, long time ago. I see a few people that do what Cheryl Miller did.
Thank you, Cheryl Miller.
Thank you, Cheryl. And not too many people do what you did. But there's a few out there that are still doing what she did, and very impressive.
Just Law.
Very inspiring.
Just Law is doing it.
Sabina Rose, Diane, Gracie, Cindy May, Marie. Some of these are kids. Jack, he was a kid. Joan Ford.
Like little infant kids.
Yeah. Joan Ford, William's mom. She had drop seizures. Randy Robertson, Polly Connolly, Bill Buckman, Chad, Jeremy, Colette, Matt, Troy, Russ, Roger, Jay, Ella, Hattie, Jackie, Anthony, Jake the Tank, Armando, Felicia, Lynn, Dan, Sean, Joyce, Lori, Frank, Brian, Flo, Carl, Thorne, Frank, Terry. And the last name on our list, we just talked about drop seizures with William.
Right.
And
it's a horrible, horrible thing.
Your son, Michael
Could you
Dillon.
imagine?
Yeah, man.
Yeah.
Now, did
poor
Michael
thing.
Dillon have black eyes and busted up teeth?
Oh, yes.
Yeah, really? Oh my god.
Stitches, black eyes, bruises all over. Luckily, no broken bones, but hurt fingers, concussions. Just yeah.
So
yeah, he experienced all that.
multiple concussions.
Right. Multiple. And that's why he's not with us today, because he hit his head too many times.
He had a drop seizure. He fell in the bathroom, or was it the bathroom?
In the bathroom at work.
Oh, a bathroom at work.
So I am lucky that I get to drive past that work. No, it's very, very difficult, actually. Yeah. At work, a coworker found him in the bathroom. And then they called the ambulance, and they had to revive him. And they revived him enough, but who knows how long he was out of oxygen. They revived his heart only because he wasn't doing anything. His brain was having a constant seizure. So in normal people who don't have epilepsy, they would say, okay, person's, not coming back. But since Michael had seizures, they're like, well, we want to make sure, because, he has seizures. He might just be having a normal seizure. Well, not a normal seizure, but it might just be a seizure that would go away. And it never went away. Never went away. Poor guy.
I'm sorry.
But, I don't have to worry about him today. And that's one thing that's helping me a little. I know he's always with me. I don't get to touch him or hug him or talk to him.
He's watching.
Well, I talk to him, but he doesn't talk to me.
He's watching.
He's watching. He's here with me all the time. He's here with me all the time. I can feel him. He'll send me. He gives me pennies and things made out of hearts and rainbows.
And rainbows.
Yeah. And I had this little bike light over by his ashes, and it would go off, and I'd have to look over there just randomly. It would just go off. And it didn't do that. Like, it was there for a while, and it never did that. And then all of a sudden, it started doing that. So, who knows? Thank you for having him on your show to remember him. And another thing I want to bring up is to give 10% tithing to people in need. Like Michael, you know, if he didn't have parents who grew for him, even though it's everywhere, cannabis is everywhere in Oregon. It's medical and recreational, but it's not medical prices, so it's still expensive. So if everyone could give 10% to someone in need, because they sure need it, they can't work. And if they do work, like my son who wanted to be independent, you know, he died at work because he had to work because he didn't have his medicine. So that's smart, isn't it, government? Fucking fuck.
Did he have
So
insurance?
Sorry for the swearing.
Did he have insurance? No.
He had Oregon Health Plan.
But that doesn't cover.
But it's not covered under Oregon Health Plan.
Right. All right.
No, it doesn't. Nope.
Someday.
Sure doesn't.
It has to. They have
So
to
give 10%.
Yeah.
Yep. So if we all can help, you know, you can save someone's lives. So thank you, everyone. And listen to my podcast, Sativa Cross West. I'm going to have one here probably the 25th.
With Happy Hippie.
When Happy Hippie visits my house.
That's great. Awesome. Sativa
Happy
Cross.
Hippie will be in the house. Woo-woo!
Sativa Cross West will be the podcast.
Yes. Yes.
Oh,
Yes.
thank you. Thanks, Honey.
I'm so excited. I am stoked, and I just keep on talking to more and more people about it. And I know I'm doing the right thing. I am doing exactly what I signed up for.
Sure are.
And you have graciously helped me discover that. Thank you, Lefty.
Awesome. Thank you.
So, with that, I'm going to say hashtag they shall grow.
They shall grow.
Hashtag they shall grow.
They shall grow.
Well, now it's they went with songs.
Hashtag
they went with songs to battle.
Vote Cannabis. Vote Cannabis 2020.
Right, yes. Hashtag Vote Cannabis 2020. Sure. All right, here I go. They went with songs to the battle. They were young. Straight of limb, true of eye, steady and aglow. They were staunch to the end against odds uncounted. They fell with their faces to the foe. They shall grow not old, as we that are left grow old. Age shall not weary them, nor the years condemn. At the going down of the sun and in the morning, we will remember them. We will remember.